Good afternoon, dear Excellency, dear Professor, and dear fellow students. This is Mi Jin from Grad School of International Studies. I'm so honored to be here at Forest Global Sustainability Conference. I'm so excited to have this opportunity having a presentation today, since it was quite challenging to compress all the contents into 3 minutes video. So thank you for this opportunity. Basically, I analyzed some case studies to demonstrate which factors are important for the local participation for the forest management. So as everyone knows, we face global challenges like drought, flooding, and diseases driven by climate change. And as the crisis intensifies, we need strategies for mitigation and adaptation to ensure a sustainable future. Forests, which are home to 60,000 tree species, 80% of amphibians, 75% of the birds, and 68% of the world's mammal, act as a critical carbon sinks. They help regulate rainfall, protect water resources, and prevent soil erosion. And for a nearly billion people, forests provide food, water, and medicine while mitigating land-based climate risks. Conserving and restoring forests is also essential to meeting the climate goals. So today, I'd like to introduce CFM, the Community Forest Management. It is an approach to natural resource management that takes into the human communities living around or within a resource. So it is not only targeting the resource management, but also aiming to integrating ecological, economic, and social objectives. So generally, CFM focuses on interdependent ecological, economic, and social elements. Therefore, it has been categorized as one form of sustainable development. Since the 1980s, CFM has gained its popularity worldwide, but it exhibits varying degree of success depending on the contextual factors like the land tenure, local governance, and market dynamics. So to understand the impact and the lessons of the community-based forest management, we need to focus on 5 components that can determine the success or failure of this project. First, clear land tenure. Second, strong local institutions. Third, partnership and collaboration. Fourth, the fair distribution of economic and social benefits. And lastly, the flexibility in responding to external pressure. So these are the factors which are important for the successful CFM that I found. Let me clarify one by one with some case studies. So first, clear land tenure is essential as it provides the communities with defined rights and responsibilities over forest resources. So Ghana faces severe deforestation due to centralized post-colonial forest management policies prioritizing the commercial logging. For combating this illegal logging, Ghana put some efforts like adopting decentralization policies such as 1994 Forest and Wildlife Policy Act, which created community forest councils. However, it failed since decentralization efforts remain nominal, and the unclear land tenure and weak institutions hinder sustainable practices. In contrast, Nepal's community forestry program has become an exemplary model. So here, forests are handed over to local user groups with clear land tenure rights. And these groups manage the forest sustainably, increasing forest cover by 24% between 1990 and 2015. And it also improved the community livelihoods and biodiversity. So this comparison shows that how clear land tenure and robust community-based management structures are important for fostering sustainable forest management. Second, strong local institutions are important for regulating sustainable practices and ensuring community engagement in forest management. When these institutions are weak, the project struggles, as was the case in Ghana again. The Ghanaian government primarily relied on international logging companies to manage resources, which prevented local communities from accessing the resource. Also, the policies favor external commercial interests, marginalizing local needs. As a result, indiscriminate logging and illegal harvesting became rampant. In contrast, India's joint forest management demonstrates that the importance of the institutional strength. By establishing partnerships between the local communities and forest departments, the joint forest management has rehabilitated over 22 million hectares of degraded land, significantly enhancing both ecological and economic outcomes. Third, successful conservation projects underscore the critical role of strategic partnership and multi-stakeholder collaboration, exemplified in Nature Conservancy. The Nature Conservancy has pioneered innovative partnership models, working extensively with private landowners to establish the conservation easement that have protected millions of acres of critical habitats. Their collaborative framework extends beyond the traditional conservation method, engaging with indigenous communities to integrate traditional ecological knowledge and partnering with the government to influence the policy decisions, and aligning with the corporates to promote sustainable business practice. So these partnerships have led to remarkable achievements, such as the protection of over 125 million acres of land globally, and the implementation of science-based conservation strategies in 76 countries. The Nature Conservancy's success demonstrates how strategic collaboration can amplify conservation impact, create lasting policy changes, and generate sustainable funding mechanisms that ensure long-term project viability. Similarly, in Tanzania, the REDD program shows a good example of a partnership and collaboration, as the program inherently depends on the multi-stakeholder engagement, both nationally and internationally. It evolved the partnerships that provided training for the locals on sustainable farming, reducing deforestation rates while improving the livelihoods. This collaboration helped ensure that the benefits from REDD initiatives reach the grassroots level while protecting the traditional rights. And fourth, there must be fair distribution of economic and social benefits from the forest management. When the communities see tangible rewards from the conservation, they are more motivated to maintain sustainable practices. In the Philippines, the mangrove restoration projects have improved the access to services and financial support. And these initiatives enhance the community resilience, providing better health, education, and economic stability. And also, the Mexico's forest enterprises managed by the indigenous communities showcase another successful story. By engaging in sustainable timber production, they have created the jobs and boosted local development. On the other hand, when benefits are distributed unevenly or the corruption arises, communities may lose trust in the project, and as a result, the communities that initially supported this project may become dissatisfied, leading to decreased participation and the long-term skepticism of the community forest management. So lastly, the ability to adapt the external pressures, whether economic or political, plays another critical role in ensuring the longevity and the success of the community forest management. These pressures often stem from fluctuating global market, policy changes, or unforeseen economic challenges, all of which can disrupt sustainable practices if communities are unprepared. For instance, in some regions of Mexico, the lure of short-term economic gains has led to overexploitation of resources, undermining the long-term sustainability. In such cases, highlight how global market dynamics can push communities to prioritize immediate profits over preserving the ecological balance. To counter these challenges, it is essential to develop a resilient strategies that equip communities to navigate external changes while maintaining their commitment to sustainable management. As we face the growing challenges of the climate change, empowering communities to lead the forest management offers a promising path forward. By learning successful examples from the Nepal, Mexico, Philippines, US, and Tanzania, we can design strategies that not only conserve forests but also strengthen the community resilience and ensure a sustainable future. Together, we can ensure forests remain the cornerstone of the humanity's survival against the climate change. I appreciate your attention. Thank you.